two. Blah, 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 blah.
Hello everybody and welcome to our Saturday mornings with the Dayspring dancers. Now, if these videos are helping you out, we would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up, like them, subscribe to us, because we're going to be putting stuff out for a while, and I'm sure some of the tips we can give you will help you and keep you safe. And we would also appreciate your comments. And did I forget to say something, Debbie?
Questions, if you have
Questions. Did I say share? Share with your other dancer friends. Share with your other worshipers who love to move. So today, we are going to talk about Demi-Plié. Plié means to bend. Now, I don't think most of us understand the importance of doing a plié properly. This little movement is amazing. It will protect your back. It will protect your knees and your ankles and your feet, especially in landings from jumps, because some of us out there, I'm sure, are doing some big jumps. So, Demi-Plié simply means to bend. This is a bend. Now, a plié is a movement. It is not a static pose. So that means when you get to the depth of the movement, you don't stop, but you start coming back up immediately. That protects the knees. Never sit in a plié. Never stop at the bottom, or you're gonna end up stressing your knees out. Trust me, they're gonna let you know eventually. So, Demi-Plié. I'm going to explain, and my lovely dancers behind me, Sandra, Valerie, Karen, and Debbie, are going to demonstrate. Now, the first thing with a Demi-Plié, we've got to have that basic stance. We talked about the basic stance, and that is the back is erect. We are in a vertical position. We've got our pelvis situated nice and straight. It's not tilting forward. It's not tilting back, but it is placed like a bowl of water. We don't want to tilt it. Things will spill out. So we've got everything placed. Our neck is in alignment with our spine. Shoulders pressed down, flat across the back. We're not pinching shoulders. And we're going to take our feet and we're going to let our heels touch, and we're just going to push the toes slightly apart. We don't need 180-degree turnout. If I see any dancers do that, I usually tell them to stop, because that's just not natural. Most of us can't do that. It takes a very certain, a very typical, it's a body type that most of us don't have. Most of us don't have, and it's forced. So our feet are slightly turned out. Now, to execute this movement, there's some stuff we got to be thinking about. First of all, like I said, the basic stance. We got to think about breathing. When we're going down in this Demi-Plié, we are taking an inhale. And when we're coming up, we are exhaling. We inhale, why? Because on the descent, a lot of us have a tendency to drop and let gravity take over. So as we inhale, it reminds us, no, we're fighting gravity. We're lighter than air. Then we also need to remember that our thighs, this is imperative, need to be engaged, need to be working and resisting the movement. And now what do I mean by that? As we're going down, imagine somebody is underneath your armpits trying to pull you up, and that would engage your thighs. And then as you're coming up, make believe someone's trying to push you down, to engage your thighs. And if it takes you 4 beats to go down, resist for those 4 beats. It's got to take you 4 beats to come up. In a Demi-Plié as well. Demi-Plié is a small bend. It's only a half a bend. So your knees aren't going to go into this grand thing. It's only as far as you can go without lifting your heels. So you want to keep your heels firmly planted in the ground. And we don't want to compromise our basic stance. If I'm doing a Demi-Plié and I start doing this, it looks like I'm sitting in a chair, not getting ready to do a dance. No, we need to stay vertical in that basic stance, and then we slowly come up. And it's a strenuous exercise when you do it right, when you do it correctly. And there's a way to start training a Demi-Plié so that it's done correctly. And there's just no easy way, but you got to do it in slow motion. So we are going to demonstrate a slow motion Demi-Plié, and we're going to give it 8 beats. I'm not going to use music. I'm just going to count it out. I'll give the dancers the tempo, and you'll watch. It's going to take them 4 counts to get down and 4 counts to get up. So I call that the 8 count Demi-Plié. And this is a great way to start training your Demi-Pliés so that you really feel what your thighs are doing and what your lower back is doing to hold that pelvis in place even while your knees are bending. Oh, one more thing, talking about knees. When we're bending, watch those knees, that they are going over the toes. We don't want to rotate in. That is so much strain on the knees. Again, your knees will let you know eventually, but you don't want to find out that they're upset, trust me. So let's have our dancers get into that position. And I'm going to get behind them and explain. I'm going to press my hands on. Who wants me to press hands on shoulders when you're coming up? All right, Debbie. So 4 beats down and then 4 beats up. So here we go. 4 beats for free. 5, 6, 7, 8. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come up. 6, 7, 8. Do it again. Down. 2, 3, 4. And up. 6. You feel that? 8. And down. 2, 3, 4. And up. 6, 7, 8. Now really slow. Down. 1, 2. The best for last. 3, 4. Up. 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is a Demi-Plié in first position. Very important. This movement is what's going to give you stability and fluidity in your jumps, in your turns, and even in transitions. When you can do a transition step, let's say I'm here, and if I'm doing this, it looks a little jolting. But if you know how to use that thigh and stay lifted, inhale as I plie, it gives it a whole new look. So learn how to breathe, hold your body, use those thighs God gave you, keep that pelvis tucked under, get those knees over the toes, even if your feet are parallel. Watch that your knees aren't knocking together. So important. Plie is a fundamental, foundational movement that you must perfect to protect the temple God gave you. So I see plie, even spiritually thinking, we've got to have our fundamentals. We've got to practice them every day. A fundamental, foundational discipline would be my first plie in the morning, just opening my eyes. Instead of saying, oh God, it's raining out today, say, thank you, Lord, I opened my eyes today. That's my first Demi-Plié of the day. So it's just, to me, it's practicing those fundamentals to keep me moving forward without tripping or falling on my face or hurting myself. Those fundamental things. I don't know, does anybody else have any insights to plie?
Well, I will just, on a practical end, I notice that it makes the whole movement come alive. You like that first movement you did, it was dead, it was lifeless. But then when you applied the plie, the whole thing, it was like heaven. It just came alive. Right. And I think engaging in fundamentals are just great habits to live an excellent life. And this is a practical thing that will just keep you healthier. You're using your muscles, being aware of these things. You could be doing this at the sink. You could be.
That's true. At the sink. You hear that? You can be doing plies at the sink. You can actually do them on the grocery line as you're waiting. That's great. The fundamentals, so important. Sharon, did you have anything?
Actually, something just came to me as you were speaking, because you're the teacher. And when we think of Jesus, when he taught his disciples, you needed to listen to the teacher. He told them when they went out 2 by 2, he told them what to do and what not to do. And I remember, to be very brief, the story you told us about one of the dancers. She wanted to make her move look a lot better and spread her legs out further or something, and she wound up damaging her pelvis because she did not listen to the teacher. She wanted to look better or whatever it is she was looking to accomplish because she did not listen to the teacher. So from the biblical perspective, listen to the teacher.
I like that. Listen to, did you get that? Listen to the teacher. Only if the teacher's right. You research and make sure. It's okay to research, follow up with questions and all that. I know you had something.
Yeah, well, wow, they just really covered a lot. I was just thinking in life, your foundation, where you stand is where you bend from. Physically, first you have to be strong in your core, and then to do anything, either you're reaching for something if you're bending, or you're picking up something, or you're reaching over there, but everything takes a bend. And in life, as long as we have our foundation, as long as we know to come back to that, we are going to have to bend, we are going to have to be flexible and be able to move. So,
Oh boy, do we.
yeah. So that's
Yeah, that's a good point. What Debbie's saying, it's just how I like how she points out that just because we're doing a bend now doesn't mean we throw away the first building block, which is the foundation of standing in correct alignment. So yeah, if you want to be able to do a plie right, please keep checking on your alignment, and you'll be doing it much better and much safer. Do you have anything, Sandra?
I'm just going to refer to what you said before about your body being the temple of the Holy Spirit, and trying to build up your strength to be able to do it, because we're doing worship dance. Right. So it's really great to be able to be strong in what we're doing. And also from a physical stance, because you're using your core and you're using your thigh muscles, you're really protecting your knees. Because as people get older, that's one of the things that goes the most if you're not walking right or standing properly. So thinking about that, not just with dance, but also with things that you're doing in your life, will help to make you stronger so that you don't start to weaken parts of you that will tend to go if you don't take care of them as you get older.
I like what you said. I like what Sandra said. She pointed out core. And that is so important. Physically, the core needs to be engaged and needs to be kept strong. And who is the center of our life? Jesus Christ. So he is the core of our life. So we've got to keep spiritually grounded, focused on the core. But physically, we have these beautiful core muscles that God gave us that need to remain strong so that we can do all that he's called us to do. Well, I'm encouraged.
I'm encouraged.
Great day today. I hope you enjoyed our video on the Demi-Plié. Please apply it to your dance and see what it does for you. See what it does. I'm sure if you have any questions, please put it in the comments and we will get back to you. And again, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. God bless you all. It was great talking to you.
Bye-bye.